Trump came to the king. Came to the king. When I said king, I'm talking about Alabama football. Alabama football. The College Football Playoff Committee announced that next round of rankings on Tuesday evening and sent a few messages in the process. Here are 5 takeaways. You need to read the Yellowhammer. They really get down to the nitty-gritty and the truth about Alabama. I don't care what the issue is. Dana Jackson, you're the real most valuable player of Jeff Sessions. They got a picture with with the green Donald Trump with his hand on his shoulder, controlling him like a yo-yo. Jeff Sessions is still the most valuable player of the Trump administration. Look at that. Ooh, if you can talk about Jeff Sessions' wife and how he look and whatever itself, and then Jeff Sessions prostrate and bow to him like a king, like he's a god. In some places in Alabama and all over this nation, Donald Trump is the god. You know, they accused President Barack Obama of being a god. You know what? That was just a slat and a discredit and a mocking of him. They know President Barack Obama wasn't no god and then followed. And white folk proved that you can elect a black man, but he ain't going to do shit, because we ain't going to let him do nothing. But yet it's still now. All the Democrats are blocking Donald Trump. Hell, his ass need to be blocked with all the crap he's doing. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, he was supposed to be fixing roads and bridges. How many roads and bridges he done fixed? He's building that wall. He told it a lie that Mexico going to build that wall. Ain't nobody building that yet. Donald Trump. Man. Sessions tireless work in his time as a U.S. Senator laid the groundwork for President Donald Trump's American First agenda. And get what? He was the first one to come out. You talk about loyalty. Jeff Sessions was the first one to come out shouting and prooting and touting. No, he was the other one come out before that. But he was the first one to get on the stage and just really ram and rave about President Donald Trump. Donald Trump does. He loved for folks to come and boost him up. But you say something wrong here. He'd chop you down like a tree in the woods. He would chop you down like a tree in the woods. President Donald Trump's America First agenda and his early endorsement gave Trump the legitimacy he needed to win over conservatives to put him in the White House. That is a sickening type conservative in the state of Alabama and in this nation that regurgitates down toward the lower denomination of humanity when it comes to race and black folks and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and Japanese and anybody that's not white. There is a regurgitatory element there. It goes to the normal condemnator of human existence. And it's evil. You hate others than yourself. And you think that just because there's more of you, when are you going to last? God's got an eye on this. He knows what's happening in this country. He knows exactly what happened. Sessions tireless work in his time as U.S. Senator laid the groundwork for President Trump's America's First agenda, and his early endorsement gave Trump the legitimacy he needed to win over conservatives, put him in the White House. He was one of the president's most trusted advisors and campaign trail, on the campaign trail, traveling over the country with him to pitch that unified agenda. The two were united. Because most of the parties that made Donald Trump so popular in the state of Alabama were championed by Jeff Sessions for decades before Trump sought public office. They are more alike than you think they are. Without Sessions, Trump probably doesn't make it into the White House. Man, that's just real stuff there. That's what I like about Yellowhammer. They hit the nail on the head with what they publish. And it's the truth, the real political jawbone truth about America. It is awesome about what's taking place in this country. And we are sick and blind, especially Republicans. But you can talk about all day how black folks killing each other. Man, and guess what? There is some sick things going on in this country. Satan is raising hell. Black folks, white folks, men, or whoever they are women, killing children and raping and kidnapping and destroying and leaving dead human beings. It's sick what's going on. And guess what? It's absolutely real. Jessica Taylor, endorsed by GOP state rep, will dispute an Alabama 0-2 race. How about that? How about that? Give you some more insight. Practical. Conservative Republican congressional candidate Jessica Taylor on Tuesday was endorsed by State Representative Will Dishman, Republican of Prattville, in a race to receive retired Representative Martha Roberts. Now, guess what? You Democrats up there in Prattville and in the area, in that area, you need to get up off your ass and go vote. You wasted the one up there in the other area. Wasn't 3,000 vote cast, and the sorry ass Democrat cast 600 some votes. That's bull. What you doing up there? No wonder Republicans run this state, because Democrats sitting on their ass. This week's first term as state legislature recently withdrew his candidacy for his second congressional district seat, citing not being able to raise the requested funds to continue in the race. Speaking on Tuesday, enthusiastically threw his support behind Taylor, who is a businessman and attorney from Prattville. Man, come on, y'all. Democrats, get up off your rump and go vote. U.S. Representative Robert Aderhart named Kerry Knott chief of staff. Congressman Robert Aderhart. It's another one up there doing what Trump wanted done. Tuesday officially announced the hire of Capitol Hill veteran Kerry Knott as the chief of staff. Knott was recently ran Knott's Strategic LLC, where he helped Ravi Zacharias International Ministries focus on Washington, D.C.-based ministry opportunities. Knott notably helped create At the Table, a new event series designed to bring influential people together across the industry to address important cultural and policy issues. In a statement, Adhoc said, "I'm very excited to be bringing Kerry Knott aboard as our new chief of staff. Kerry is extremely talented. His many years of service in both the public and private sector give him a great wealth of information and the skills needed to oversee my office staff and achieve our legislative priorities. As a native of Gunnersville, Alabama, I know Kerry will always make serving the people of the 4th Congressional District the top priority in our office," the congressman added. That's his right to appoint who he wants. He's elected to the office now. Okay, here's one for you. Schumer deputy fundraising for Doug Jones. Alabama. What the hell is wrong with you all? What's wrong y'all think wrong with Doug Jones? Just because this man reach across the aisle, trying to help everybody, trying to do what they're trying to be decent and in order, being respectful to other people, trying to help, yet still you want to spit on it. Other folks got to raise money for it. I made contribution to Doug Jones, not Doug Jones. I made a contribution to James Abrahart campaign. I have interviewed Doug Jones on this radio program. Senator Martin Whip Durbin, Democrat of Illinois, the highest-ranking member of the Senate Democratic leadership, besides Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, is now publicly raising money for endangered Senator Doug Jones, Democrat of Alabama. Endangered because they just know that they're going to win, and as long as in the 2020 general election, all these us white folks here in Alabama going to be supporting Donald Trump. So therefore, Doug Jones doesn't have a chance. That can be true and that can be untrue. If Alabama, of all other factions, get up off their ass and go vote. I'm just being real. If you do like you did in these other lower races, you ain't going to get nothing. You ain't going to get nothing. In recent tweets, Durbin urged his followers to donate to Jones' campaign. The tweet links a fundraising landing page with Durbin's own campaign logo on it. Contribute now to help Doug Jones beat Jeff Sessions in Alabama Senate race. And look at that. Jeff Sessions, from right over there in Selma, Alabama, 40 miles up the road from the heart of the bridge crossing, from the heart of Bloody Sunday. Not to say that Jeff Sessions is somehow derogatory or contributed to that, but guess what? It's in his blood. It's in his blood. Contribute to help Doug Jones beat Jeff Sessions in Alabama Senate race, the page urged. Do you remember a few minutes ago, some things that I spoke about Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions was pushing and pouting President Donald Trump's method years ago. That's how he got into office, playing the sleight of hand. Oh, I love my black folks. Oh, I love my blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, don't give a diddly squat about you. Be real, Alabama. It's time for you to wake up. You still locked into the slave mentality of the Democratic hate KK Klan bred heart of racism. You are the seed of it. You are the king of it. You made it. You produced and instigated and promulgated a system of slavery and degradation and Jim Crow law that is at the heart of this nation right this very moment. And then you got folks like my friend James Riley talking about don't talk about it. We ain't never faced the wrongs that white folks did in this country. White folks believe they are gods. Come on. The following trend a National Democratic fundraising was done based off of former U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions entering the crowded Republican primary to reclaim his old Senate seat. Oh, man. Look at Alabama. Oh, man. Stephen Reed sworn in as the mayor of Montgomery. How about that? That's progress. But guess what? He ain't no God, Montgomery. Don't hold him to standards other than what is fair and what is just. Hold him to reasonable standards, what is fair and what is just and what is right. Just because he's a black man and he got elected to office, that is good. That is absolutely good. But guess what? He's still got a job to do. Montgomery Stephen L. Reed on Tuesday morning was sworn in as the city of Montgomery's 57th mayor. An exuberant crowd packed the Montgomery Performing Arts Center to view the historic occasion firsthand, as Reed is now the first black mayor of Alabama capital city. The city in which Governor George Wallace stood in Tuscaloosa door and said, segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. That is fallen. Segregation is not for tomorrow. Segregation is not forever. In fact, nothing on earth is forever. Nothing on earth is forever. That's why, Alabama, you need to get up off your dust and go vote. You get up off your dust and go vote. The momentous occasion was a theme in Reed's inaugural address, as he repeatedly made the reference to Montgomery's stature as the cradle of the Confederacy and the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement. Whether it be the slave traders' former prominence in the city or the first fact that his parents could still not eat in white-only restaurants when they came to town, Reed made it clear Montgomery has come a long way. Absolutely. This whole state has come a long way. So, my friend James Riley, progress is taking place. But guess what? White America is being brought into the frames of car breasts, kicking, screaming, and holding on to black vestiges of blacks killing blacks raping white women, blacks. Woo, black. Come on. Whether it is a slave clerk, former prominence in the city, the fact that the parents could still not eat in restaurants, white restaurants when he came to town, Reed made it clear Montgomery has come a long way. However, he emphasized that the way to look forward was continued progress and greater prosperity. However, he emphasized that the way to look is forward for continued progress and greater prosperity. Everybody can contribute. Everybody can contribute. Small businesses remain upbeat about the economy and workforce needs to remain priority. Jobs is very important. I don't care where you are. Everybody needs to have jobs. Everybody needs to have jobs. All right. 10 family Thanksgiving traditions. Thanksgiving. Be thankful every day, 7 days a week, 5 days a week. I want to say this. I thank Yellowhammer for hitting the nail on the head. Excuse me. I thank Yellowhammer for hitting the nail on the head with their headlines. Alabama lost to LSU. Who was that on the football field for Alabama? No excuses. You had 60 minutes to play. You had 60 minutes to execute. Not 61, not 62,